Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got a video today from ChishaZed.
So this video right here has like 10 million views.
Damn.
A lot of people are talking about this and have a lot to say about what this stay-at-home mom is going through. The caption of this video is, "No one prepares you for how financially vulnerable stay-at-home moms really are." I'm wasting time. Just get it.
So y'all want to know the scariest thing, and it's happening to me now.
Let's hear it.
Is being a female, married. I'm 37. I have two kids. They're 5 and 7. And I've been a stay-at-home mom for the past 10 plus years. I have no income.
So 6 and 7. So you've been a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home wife for 3 years with no income.
I have no money. I use my husband's credit card and I use my husband's money. And 2 weeks ago, he told me that he wants to move forward with divorce. Today, I literally I use an American Express credit card for everything. It's got my name on it, but obviously he pays the bill. He told me he's gonna cut it off, and I gotta move all the automatic payments and stop using it. And he said, "You need to start using your own card now." What card? I don't have a card. That is my card.
I can actually somewhat see the stress that a woman that maybe if she did dedicated her all to the marriage and the man just wanted to step out. There's some men that are just bad men. I'm not saying all men are good men and all men want to stay in marriages either, right? There could be, but we'll see. We'll see how this plays out.
Terrifying. I mean, I feel like a little girl who needs their mommy because I don't know how to take care of myself. I don't it's just terrifying.
All right, so you guys heard it for yourself. She's going through a divorce. She says her husband hit her up and said, "Hey, you know what? I want to move forward with a divorce." Sounds like they've been talking about this for a while.
It seems like
and she depends on him to take care of the family, including her.
You can't even tell if he was the initiator or she was the initiator on this. She just says he wants to move forward. She might have initiated it and him battling it for a little bit, then finally really saying, "You know what? Yeah, ain't worth it."
Naturally, and she's a stay-at-home mom. He's getting ready to cut off the credit cards. He's preparing, obviously, for them to go their separate ways. And that means financially, too. So 2 things here I noticed right off the bat, right? She's afraid. That lets me know that there might be a prenuptial agreement in place. We're going to find out that that actually is the case here in a little bit. But before I say that, even with my personal biases, which I'm very honest about, I have always said, it doesn't matter if you're a man who's breaking up a family or a woman breaking up a family. If you can work it out, the right decision is to work it out, right?
I can agree
Not just
with this.
because it's the right thing to do, but vows mean something. And in addition to...
Well, I mean, it's also the best thing for your kids. Not just the right thing to do. It's the best choice for the best outcomes for the things you care about most. Hopefully your kids.
That we know that divorce long-term really messes up children's lives. With that being said, this situation obviously seems like it's in a place where both people are accepting the situation. And I want to focus on the lies that I've seen being told about this stay-at-home mom's divorced. The first lie that I see people pushing is this idea that she was forced to be a stay-at-home mom.
Right.
We literally have a video here of a man who says making your stay-at-home wife sign a prenup is a different level of evil. We're going to check this out.
She's like, just going by the numbers or the ages of the kids, she was a stay-at-home wife for 3 years of no kids. I'm pretty damn sure it's by choice.
Wife signed a prenup and then telling her later down the line to be a stay-at-home mom is so evil. Like, there's a different level of evil to it, bro. And there's this lady on this app going through this right now, and there's people calling her stupid, right? And to a certain extent, it is a little bit irresponsible, but her irresponsibility doesn't outweigh the cruelty from her husband. Like, what are we talking about? And I hate that there's always chiming in on situations like this saying, "Oh, well, the wife should have chose better. She should have done this, done that." And it's ridiculous, bro. Like, why are we blaming her for his lack of empathy and him not caring?
All right.
Why are we blaming him for her wanting to be a stay-at-home wife and wanting an easy life?
So listen, it's important that you guys understand what's going on here. There are two separate conversations being had.
I can see that.
Most people who are reacting to the situation are blaming the man for lacking empathy.
I can see that. I can see where the man can get a lot of the firing on this one.
Why? Because they believe he forced her
ammunition.
to be a stay-at-home mom and forced her to sign a prenuptial agreement. That's just not true. And I'm going to show you exactly why that's not true here in a little bit. I have a different perspective of why I think the situation's messed up. I think it's messed up because when you commit to marry somebody, when you commit to vows, and then you decide to leave that marriage or relationship, well, you're destroying a lot of people's lives. That's not what they're talking about. Because if they viewed that as wrong, then they would call out the women who do that at a much higher percentage. They're
Correct.
sitting here angry at this situation because they're like, well, how dare you divorce a woman who's a stay-at-home mom after you forced her to be a stay-at-home mom and forced her to sign a prenuptial agreement? So at this point, you may be wondering, well, Chisha, where's the proof that he did not make her a stay-at-home mom? Or here she is.
It's quite, most men aren't forcing their wives. Most women still have agency in their own lives. Most women just happen to choose an easier life that doesn't have to do with a career.
Saying it herself. She wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. Like many stay-at-home moms today,
Correct.
they typically want this. What do you guys see? They want a man who can pay all their bills and provide for them so that they don't have to do much. Here she is.
I got a lot of girls commenting saying, why didn't you have a job? Why weren't you working? Why were you a stay-at-home mom? I come from North Carolina, and growing up, my goal was to be a stay-at-home mom, to be a wife. So, like where I was raised and the fairy tales, like I wanted my Prince Charming to ride up on his white horse and come and take care of me for the rest of my life. And
Just hearing that already is like 5 red flags.
provide for me, and I'll stay home, take care of the house, take care of the kids, and that'll just be what it is. So I wanted that. I still do.
So not only does she admit that she's the one that wanted that, she says she still wants that.
Mm-hmm.
She still wants that. And so what does that mean? That means that this idea that he forced this on her and put her in this situation on purpose is false.
Correct.
I've given you guys my opinion when it comes to stay-at-home situations. I think most people need to think long and hard about what exactly that looks like. Because if the man you're marrying does protect his assets, then you can't just go to the court and clean him out for everything, right? But the question there also is, should you be able to clean a man out for everything because you wanted to be a stay-at-home mom? Should that just be accepted? Are most men okay?
Right. You got to think of it the other way. Like, the man gave this woman a privilege for 10 years to be able to not work and live a life that was taken care of. Why don't we ever argue that? Why do women never mention that? Oh, she gave you your life. He gave you 10 years of bill-free living. That you didn't even have to care about anything. That you didn't have to care about so much that now you don't even know how to take care of yourself. That's how much he did for you.
Okay with that beforehand? And I'm not saying that people can't agree on a situation where they say, hey, if you decide to be a stay-at-home mom, then I'm going to make sure that you leave with a certain amount of assets. These are all things that can be decided within a prenuptial agreement, right? But I think people need to think long and hard before they accept these type of dynamics, because the most common result, and this is what happens most times when a woman is a stay-at-home mom and the man does not protect his assets and they go to court to fight over those assets. What attorneys have shared with me is they're going to honor the dynamic you've set up in your household, as in she will continue to be a dependent going forward. The chances of you paying spousal support, giving up half of your assets, are very likely.
Right. Like, they got to think about it. We got another dependent on top of the kids, right? Like, not you have the kids, the women have the kids, but the man has the woman and the kids as dependent.
That's it. That's all I wanted to say. Like, I chose to be a stay-at-home mom. I chose not to work. So that's on me, yes, but that's what I wanted to do. And I know that there are a lot of women who feel the exact same way. So be a stay-at-home mom all you want, but make sure that if something happens, God forbid, you can take care of yourself and your kids if you need to. So that's it. Okay, bye guys. Have a nice weekend.
There are a lot,
I mean, she doesn't seem like she's too jaded about it.
a lot of women who are stay-at-home moms. There is a way where this is done where both people aren't miserable. But of course, online, they'll try to paint it that way. That's not me being an advocate. That's just me being a realist. Let's keep watching the rest of this video. This guy here telling straight lies.
And luckily for her, she's like in the position to where she has.
Well, I mean, he's the simp that's trying to get, sympathy from women because he thinks women are gonna give him some,
It's like a certification of some sort. I can't remember what it was, but she also had like a career before this. But that's not the situation with a lot of women. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women are tricked into getting into this position.
Tricked. Right.
Where their husband said,
let me trick you and living an easier life where you don't have to work. Oh, the trickery.
hey, don't worry about it. I'll take care.
Tricked. Tricked. Come on, dog.
Me and Sushi is just like, rah.
I'll take care
what
of
are
us,
you talking about?
And then later down the line, he has a change of heart, man. Or he'll
again, men hardly ever initiate divorce. She still might have been the one that initiated it. She just said that he wants to move forward with it.
cheat, or something will happen to him. He'll lose his life, and it's just like that.
Did this dude just say he'll lose his life and now you're messed up because he died? These pander bears are getting bold.
You're right.
With the pandering for sure.
The best thing that you can do for yourself as a woman is just to like put yourself in the best position possible. Obviously, hope for the best and prepare for the worst, right? You know what I'm saying? It's very unfortunate.
This dude right here. Top comment here says, prenups need clauses for stay-at-home moms and cheating. Somebody else here added that prenup was evil. Is the prenup evil?
She has to agree to these things too, people. Come on.
The prenup is evil? I don't know. I don't think prenups are evil. I think people have issues and life is complicated, and every marriage has a prenup. They're called divorce laws. In response to that comment, this person says yes, but she still chose to sign. Okay,
Correct.
Somebody else here says financial abuse. This commenter here says that's premeditated. So a bunch of people are believing this lie, of course, that he premeditated the end of the marriage and forced her to be a stay-at-home mom so that she has nothing at all. Somebody else here.
It's like, what benefit do men have doing this? To premeditate all of these things? Like to create single moms out there, to lose custody of your own child, to have to pay child support? Like, what are you talking about?
She said she ignored people's warnings. And somebody else who says they always do. Somebody else who says it doesn't matter. She already experienced the negative consequences because it backfired on her. We're talking about why the man did it. And so, of course, here, guys, like I said, we have thousands of people talking about a lie. Here's another thing, too. Listen, I wish this family the best. You know, hopefully they maybe are able to work things out. But once it gets online, it's kind of over.
I mean, she says sober almost 3 years. It sounds like this woman might have been a miserable woman to deal with.
Is how I view it. That's just what I've seen.
I mean, she's a TikToker. That alone already means she's a miserable woman to deal with.
But the more I looked through her TikTok page, and as you go down lower, you realize that this woman's been struggling for a while and talking to the internet about it for a while, you know, talking about medications and mental health struggles. The more I scroll down, the more I realize, like, okay, there's a lot here going on, more than what meets the eye. And if we heard the husband's story, I'm sure it would put certain things into perspective.
Sure.
I'm not saying it would justify him divorcing.
I mean, they always say it's 3 sides to the story: his, hers, and the actual truth.
Maybe it would. Maybe there's something she's not telling us. Listen. I'm not someone who believes that there's never a time to divorce. All right. But I think a lot of people give up too easily in many situations.
I can agree. I mean, there's actually some decent reasons to get divorced, obviously, right? But if it's not those reasons and it's just because you're unhappy, yeah, you can work it out, people.
If you are a stay-at-home mom, you should be receiving a salary from your husband. If you are a stay-at-home mom, otherwise known as a non-compensated working mom, and you are married to a man, your husband,
right, because the house, the food, everything paid for isn't compensation.
The compensated partner, should be paying for the uncompensated labor.
What do you guys think of that?
It doesn't make sense.
Can we
to
all
me.
agree that
So that's like one man working a job just to pay his wife.
there are things people say online
I might as well just get a surrogate and a maid and a cook at that point.
that we listen to, and there's a part of our brain that knows that this is just online talk? Like, do you guys know anybody personally who's compensated for the labor they do at home, like washing dishes, cleaning, cooking?
I mean, other than kids, I know kids get compensated for that here because that's like their allowance. You know, you got to wash the dishes, mow the lawn, and we'll give you $5 kind of thing. That's the only thing I know.
I think most men today help out to a degree at home. So this just sounds like craziness to me. And you hear chicks say this who can't find a man who's willing
Correct.
to marry him, right? Making videos out of their car,
Like they act like they're married and getting paid now.
giving marriage advice.
And yeah, there's going to be a lot of pissed off men in the comments, but
And there's going to be a lot of single women that take your advice that think this might work out.
try to replace you. Try to replace a stay-at-home mom. You're going to be paying for a chauffeur, a chef, a nanny, a project manager for the house.
Right.
In fact,
Project
recent
manager.
data has shown that stay-at-home moms, non-compensated working parents, if you had to pay them a salary, it would be at least $175,000.
Right, because it's more than the actual money that men are actually making to provide for that family, right? Like that doesn't even make sense.
A year.
It doesn't even make sense.
Come back to reality, man.
Like so, I mean, if I was just a stay-at-home father and we both just stayed at home and took care of everything, we should be, you know, it's worth what, $350,000 of labor? Who's paying that?
Come and join the rest of us in the real world
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
and have some coffee.
So if you are a non-compensated working mom, if you are a stay-at-home mom, you deserve a salary from your husband. I said it. If you
You said it, but it doesn't mean that it's true.
Yeah.
As a man,
I mean, just think about all of the single mothers out there that are working and taking care of everything. Are they worth $175,000 a year? Good luck with that. They may be worth 30.
man who has, and I'm so glad I could say this, right? Who has a child. Because I've been curious. You know, I watch stay-at-home mothers just act like it's a lot of work and it's
Yeah, they really
hard.
do.
And they'll say, well, if you have multiple kids, it's different. Here's my official stance.
When you have multiple kids, it's actually easier. This is when you know they're just completely lying. When you have multiple kids, it's actually much, much easier. The kids help take care of themselves, help monitor each other, and help, you know, watch each other. It gives you a little bit more wiggle room to do other things.
When it comes to the stay-at-home situation, I had a period where I was home with my son for about a month. And I got to experience what that was like. And I'm here to report, to tell all men that when it comes to staying at home and taking care of kids, being a stay-at-home mom, it's not
It's
that
easy.
hard at all. I actually broke this down into 4 different categories. And I started to think, well, why is it that I see women that could have 1 child, 2 child, 3 children, and they're all complaining about, I'm the one that stays home with the child. I started to think, like, what would make that experience that hard? Because it really wasn't that hard.
It's because they don't really like their children. They don't have that same love for their children as the older generation of women.
Here's what I think could make it difficult. Difficult. Not the hardest thing in the world like this chick is trying to paint it, but definitely very, very challenging. I have 4 things. The first is cleaning. If you're somebody who does not like to clean, or you weren't raised up washing dishes and cleaning up after yourself, then you're going to find looking after a child very exhausting, because babies and toddlers tend to make a lot of messes. That's one.
True.
Number 2 is if you dislike cooking. Also going to be a little bit challenging. If you're somebody who doesn't like cooking for anybody other than...
This is why I say look for someone that wants to be a mother, that loves kids, wants to cook for you, that enjoys cooking. Not someone that does it because they know you like home cooking and they're just going to do it because of that. Then they kind of resent you for that. But if they actually enjoy it, it's different.
Than yourself. Now, for someone like myself, I don't mind being in the kitchen. But the reason why this is so important to remember is we live in a generation of chicks who don't like any of those things, right? They complain about it over and over again. Like this chick here is doing, they hate cooking, they hate cleaning, and they definitely don't like doing it for anybody else. Anything that signifies traditional domestic labor, as they would put it, is horrible. 3, if you don't have an outlet, and I'm in a community to reach out to either vent or get some help once in a while, you're also going to have a very, very difficult time, right? And that's why I believe people who are secluded and don't have family close by, people don't think about these things today.
True.
They don't think about staying near their family. Granted, we live in a different time, right? People sometimes have to relocate.
That is probably the biggest thing that's preventing me from being at Passport, bro, right now, in a sense, is family. I have a lot of family here. I'm literally 15 minutes from all of my aunts and uncles and my father, like literally within a circle. So, and I love my family.
Work, so on and so forth. That's one element out of the 4 that I'm mentioning here, but it's an important one. I think this is why things like having a church that you frequent is important. You need a community of people that you can tap in.
Yeah, I agree. We have a temple. We have it's called the Santa Ana Temple, or Khmer Temple in Santa Ana. That's our family temple. We go there like twice a week, or not twice a week, I'm sorry, twice a month on Sundays to, do Buddhist things. It's hard for me to describe the words of what we do because I don't know the English terms for them.
And to reach out to, because when you're working with a baby, you can feel very isolated because it kind of grounds you and you have to keep your eye on that child, right? So that's 3. Last but not least, and this last one I don't think is the most important, but it helps, is lacking strong organization skills. If you're somebody who has a difficult time structuring your day and saying, oh, I have to do this time and committing to that, then you're also going to have a pretty bad time. But other than that, it's not as hard as providing for an entire family. Do not let people who say this convince you otherwise.
Like, maybe when I was a kid, I probably got fed this propaganda and I kind of somewhat believed it. Oh yeah, it does seem like a lot of work. But as I get older and I see it, like, yes, there are some hard aspects of it. Not saying there isn't. But managing a business, running a business, working 18-hour days to make sure everything is good, I believe that's way harder.
It's just not that hard.
I'm sorry. I know it's like not a popular thing to say. Stay-at-home mom is not a hard job. Like hot tar roofer, that's a hard job. Landscaper, that's a hard job. And we've even created a culture. Motherhood is the hardest job in the whole world.
Right.
And this Mother's Day, remember that mom is the hardest job. We've got people gassed up on this idea that like, oh my God, the hardest job in the world is being a mom. And it's like, guys, it's not. It's not. It's not the hardest job in the world. It's an incredibly important job. You could make the case that it's the most.
Let's just say, like, you don't even have to qualify for this job. You just pop out a baby and you get the job. How hard is it, in a sense? Like that's how you kind of think about it.
Important job in the world, for sure. But it's the most physically taxing, incredibly. And by the way, it's transient. You're telling me a 2-year-old and an 8-year-old, it's the same gig? No, I had 2 kids. Trust me, 2, really hands-on, really challenging. 8, still hands-on, but in a very different way. 18, not really that hard anymore.
He doesn't even want to listen to you anymore. He's just in his room.
Psychologically, maybe you have to be there in different ways and discipline in different ways. But like the hands-on part of it, it's not as difficult.
Hey, I'm glad to hear that it gets even easier with time. What do you guys think? Has that been your experience as well?
Yes. Like, okay, I may not have kids myself, I admit, but my age gap between my brother and sister is huge. So I actually practically raised them. This is why I say when you have multiple kids, they help each other. I literally helped raise my kids while my parents were at the donut shop handling business. I was at home babysitting the kids, making them food, hanging out with them, and taking care of them. Like washing their diapers, wiping their asses, putting their asses in the sink and cleaning it. I did all those things. So, and yes, it got easier and easier as they got older and older, right? No more ass wiping. That was one. No more random stuff breaking because they didn't know better. As like when they get to 5, 6, 7, 8, now they know better. They actually know what they want to eat. You don't have to just feed them anymore. It's just the idea to think that it's the hardest job.
I don't know. Maybe you disagree. Comment down below.
Never be a stay-at-home mom. This woman that I have on the screen got on TikTok and basically said that, you know, her husband is deciding he wants to go ahead with the divorce. She's been a stay-at-home mom. She says she don't know how she gonna take care of her kids. She don't know what she gonna do. He was paying.
See, no one even says what I said. She says that he wants to move forward. Never said he was the initiator of divorce. She might have said, she might have mentioned divorce to him, and he was like, you know what? Fine. Boom.
For everything, he was paying for the credit card that she uses, right? He was being the quote-unquote provider, right? And now he wants to get a divorce. But meanwhile, she been a stay-at-home mom the whole time, and she say she ain't got no skills and she don't know what she gonna do. Never be a stay-at-home mom.
You get the simps and the panda bears out there to tell women to go against this.
It's a scam. If you gonna be a stay-at-home mom, you need to be paid like the maids be paid, because that man wants something to eat. Them kids got to get their diapers changed, all that stuff. You got to take care of them kids. Then you got to have, I'm pretty sure he wanted to clean.
I don't give the maid a place to live and pay all her bills.
House, all that stuff. He'll pay a maid for that. He need to pay you for that. You deserve to be paid for all that goddamn labor that you're doing, because a maid get paid, and that's all he made you this whole time is a maid.
They also act like we hire maids 24/7 because our houses are so damn dirty. No, you hire a maid for about an hour or two to clean your house like once or twice a day. Or I mean once every other day or so. Is that what you want?
And your life is meant for more than just taking care of children and taking care of the house and you know, having.
It's just these type of men out there that just go against the nuclear family.
You meant for more than that. Get you some.
What else is more for women to do? What? Cure cancer or something? Because they're not going to do that.
Income. Have a side hustle. Shoot. Do DoorDash and save up your DoorDash if you're not going to pay something. But if it's one thing in this life that women going to be is taken advantage of by a man. Yeah. So always have use some type of income so you can get away. Because this man, she got on here and said that her husband told her that he gonna, you know, basically turn off the credit card and she needs to start using her own card. And she's like, what card? You pay for everything. You see how trash that is? Do you see how trash that is?
No. How do you not see the trash part of he took care of her, every aspect of her for 10 years and the children? There's also sides that he's done too, not just he's completely evil.
Oh man, nah. Women do not sign up to be a stay-at-home mother. It does not end well for you. All right. These provider men, most of the time, will probably abuse you in the end and leave you out to rot.
This is exactly why women have this propaganda in their head that they're just going to be abused left and right in marriages because of men like this, plus more from society itself.
And matter of fact, I ain't trying to speculate on what's going on, but a lot of times when these...
What the hell are you talking about? You literally speculated the whole thing.
Dudes they got everything. They got everything they wanted. The woman who's stay at home and she taking care of the kids, cooking, cleaning, and making love and all that stuff, and everything seems like it's perfect. They got everything they want. A lot of times when they want to go ahead and go get a divorce with the woman that they've been with, is because they met another woman. I would say give them.
I can say sure that maybe happen, but remember, maybe 20% of the time when a divorce is initiated,
kids, like, give them kids to the man and make him suffer. For real, because he probably don't know nothing about the doctor's appointments, don't know nothing about what the child is allergic.
You really think giving men custody would be a detriment to the men? You gotta realize, if you gave the man custody, women would owe men child support, you dumbass.
You don't know a darn thing. But I understand why women may not want to do that because, you know, the man may children and women protect children. I got it. I understand. But man,
no, men protect women and children. Women abuse children more than men protect children.
and
Get the numbers right, bro.
mom. Now here's the thing. In another video, she said that she has a real estate license and that she was a teacher before. So she says she's going to be fine. But in that moment of panic, she made that other video, the one I was just talking about, where she basically didn't know what she was going to do because she'd been a stay-at-home mother for so long. It's good that she has some type of paperwork behind her, but just imagine if she didn't. And that's the story of a lot of women, is that they don't
It's not a story of a lot of women. Stop lying.
have no safety net behind them, just in case a man decides to do a whole switch up out of nowhere. Get you some paperwork, get you some money, and always have you a backup plan. Because
It's like they never looked at statistics ever of who actually initiate divorce.
if there's one thing a man gonna do, 9 times out of 10,
9 times out of 10.
is leave.
Thank
Oh,
God
yeah.
he's letting
Men are leaving relationships 9 out of 10, guys. Men are divorcing women 9 out of 10.
me live in his house.
Right.
And I say his house because it is his house, because when we got married, he told
He
me
already
that
owned
my
it.
name isn't going to go on the deed because he doesn't want to put that debt on me.
It's not a big deal. He got it during you're married, while you were married, so your assets still get split.
But I'm getting to live in his house. I'm getting to stay in his house, thank God. Other than that, like, I get to, have somewhere to sleep, but, like, how do I feed my kids? How do I feed myself? Oh my gosh. I need my mom. I need my mommy to come and take care of me. That's it. That is terrifying. As a 30-year-old, like, in your 30s, you're a mother. Like, I have 2 kids to take care of, and I don't even know how I'm supposed to take care of us. That is terrifying. And I'm like, the only thing that I can...
Yeah, I feel like everybody thinks that the man doesn't leave this woman destitute. Even if there was a prenup, she's not going to be destitute. She's still going to at least get about 50% to 40% of the assets, even with the prenup.
think about is the fact that I have to be a big girl now. It's time to grow up. And I've been playing Big Girls Don't Cry over and over and over again on YouTube on my phone. Big girls do cry.
So the 37-year-old stay-at-home mom who was married for 10 years and her husband is now leaving her with 2 small kids have come back to the internet for an update. In the update, she says that prior to the marriage, she was a teacher, and that during the marriage, she got her real estate license, which is still active. She also stated that she posted that video in a state of panic and that she didn't know it was going to go viral. But here's the thing. In most states, 10 years and 2 kids is long enough for you to be entitled to a whole lot of things.
Correct.
Including retirement, alimony,
Correct.
Social Security, and child support. And this is the part where he'll come back and say, oh, you can live in my house, the house in which your name is not on. Honey, get you an attorney and get one fast. The video went viral for a reason. It's a free country. He can walk away and go start a whole new life, but he doesn't get to just leave you in shambles.
Correct. I don't think men get to leave women in shambles. Laws don't let that happen.
You get to live somewhat similar to the life that you had while you stayed at home and took care of them damn kids. Get you an attorney. Love you. Bye.
Hey guys, as always,
You know, when women come on the internet to cry, bitch, and moan about whatever's going on, they get so much sympathy and so much support from everybody. When men come on here, what are we seen as? Emotional wrecks. Oh, man, a man that's not a real man. Like, we just get trashed so hard for going through the exact same things that women go through, and they get the support, and they get the leverage, and they get everything for them. They get the benefit of the doubt. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And catch you guys next time. Ciao.